Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I am literally here every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just put your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We've got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we've got a fantastic community here because of you. You have been so kind to each other. You've been so kind to me. Thank you. If you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in. Or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed, which I do a lot on YouTube. So, gosh, 22 questions. Boy, you brought. I've been cleaning out the questions day after day, and you just brought. I've got 22 new questions today. I also cannot figure out which lipstick to use. So apparently I'm just going to stand here for an hour going, oh, well, yeah, look. All right, I think this is probably, this is too red. Yeah, it's too red. Okay, so then I've got these two, which are sort of brownish. Yes, you tuned in, and I'm asking your help. That's too pink. All right, so it looks like that's my best option at the moment. Which one? Oh, that's this one. That's this one. All right. Yeah, other than that, we're limited. We're limited here. Oh, what color are you? No, you're just pink. Other than that, would have to go back to the shiny, peachy. Seems too light. Anyway, is this important? No, not really. But here we are. Ricky says, in the star of the show, soon to have a chocolate bar made into his likeness, the one and only Boo Boo's and Kitty. Oh. Sharon Rice says the pink goes better with the purple. Thank you. Thank you, Mickey. That's very sweet. I'm just going to go with this one. All right, so Cohen's back on the stand. Man. Let me see here. Put that there. All right. And the big news of the day is how many. Terry Solaris has put a red one, then the peachy one. Ooh, there we go. The big news of the day is that Trump has surrogates, both in the courtroom and talking for him outside of the courtroom, talking all the smack he's not supposed to be doing. So, excuse you. Oh, sorry, I'll close the window if I need to. Oh, bless that ambulance. Sorry. Yeah, it's one of those days. Things are just, just rolling with the punches here. Okay. There, that'll do. There's so much going on. There's so much. It's chaotic. Yes, Winnie Boo. I like that name. Even Mike Johnson was there spewing. Yeah. I want to say that Cheney was ripping him a new one for doing that, as she should. I've already done a couple of readings this morning. I folded them up on, took photocopies of, or not photographs of them. But we'll get to that about if anybody's watched the full, or at least 10, 15 minutes of the people walking out of Trump's rally over on Midas Touch. They have a link to that. Whew. Get out your tea, enjoy, just soak up this Schadenfreude as his own people are just walking out. But we'll get there. So we're going to start with, I'm actually going to skip this part of this first thing. I want to go straight to the Trump surrogates. This is dumb. There are people saying that those who are most likely with Trump today at 5:30, 5 minutes 30 seconds, those who are most likely with him today are people who want the VP nod. And I'm thinking, Mike Johnson? No. All right, I was going to use Old Faithful. It feels like Pulp Tarot, probably because these people are modern criminals and gangsters. Whew. So, Joyce Matthews says they left because it was too cold, kind of like the courtroom. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because you could hear him talking in the background. And he was giving them nothing. It was all his gripes. So, yeah. Anyway. Mickey says, yes, I never thought about it until now. But yes, Mike Johnson does want the VP nod. Well, we'll have a look at that. But let's start out. I'm just rolling with the chaos today. And I'm going to start with number 7 here. And at 7. All right, so number 1, the jury's taking notice. There is an ex-Trump aide that was talking this morning saying that the jury's taking notice that Trump GOP allies are making a court appearance, but not his family, not his wife. But these yahoos are out there. So are the surrogates hurting him with the jury? Are the surrogates hurting him with the jury? Oh, these are not good cards for him. I'm surprised. Well, he's being childish. He's burdened, so he can't. Trump is complaining that he can't complain. He can't attack people. Surprise. King of Pentacles. These are the politicians who've come to be there with him. 10 of Swords. In his moment of need. This is just total corruption. And sucking, and it feels very much like they are sucking up to the emperor. Why else would you be there? Seriously, why else would they be there? And you'll notice they waited until Cohen was on the stand. They weren't there when they didn't all show up when Stormy Daniels was on the witness stand. But once Michael Cohen's on the witness stand, and they know that Karen McDougal isn't going to be called. Oh, sure, let's go down there. Does the jury even notice? Does the jury notice all of these politicians and whatnot? I mean, they're not supposedly, well, theoretically, they're not watching the news. Yes, David Meinert says, you got it right. He's complaining that he can't complain. Exactly. The priestess. This is interesting because 8 of Swords. So here's the thing, there's some weirdness there's some weirdness in the layout of the courtroom. And that if you're on the witness stand, you have to stand up. Like Cohen had to stand up to identify Donald Trump at the defense table. So there's some weirdness there. But what I'm getting is, in the same way that Cohen worked for Trump and would do anything for him, I don't know that the average person would recognize some of these jerks on site. And they're not sitting at the defense table with Trump. They're in the guest area. You know what I mean? But then again, if are they taking up the spots that are reserved for friends and family? Because all I'm getting here are Trump sycophants, the corruption around Trump. People, he gives them little. He leaves them out to dry. And the prosecutor is going after them and this corruption, and here are more people willing to throw themselves off to make the devil's bargain that is supporting Trump. So I have trouble believing that they would even be able to go, hang on, isn't that Senator whomever, or even Mike Johnson? Most people in the country couldn't pick Mike Johnson out of a lineup to save their lives. But it feels like it's just all they're thinking about is Trump and the sycophants. The corruption Trump's is able to get away with because of the people around Trump who feed into his delusions. Matter of fact, look, I don't like when the cards are too positive or things seem too good to be true. But I'm also getting a little bit where you had women breaking down in tears on the stand because they were in some way, betraying his orangeness. That may not have gone so well either, because to the jury, it's even more people who are delusional about somebody they work with, someone they know out in the world. I mean, it's one thing if you've known them your whole life, but all of these people are just, he's not throwing himself on his sword. It's like they're all throwing themselves on his sword. And I think they viewed the women who were crying in the same light. So this is not bode well for him. I am bracing myself in case we're wrong, and maybe he is going to get away with it. I mean, he's gotten away with so much. The cards aren't saying that. The energy doesn't feel like that. But nobody who does this is 100% accurate, and I'm always willing to admit if I am concerned, my feelings are clouding what I'm seeing or feeling. So, and Mickey says, yes, weird vision in my head, all those people throwing themselves on swords. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not good. All right, at 14 minutes in, we're going to look at some of these yahoos. The nicest way I can put it. Mike Johnson, and thank you, Kristen, from Uncover the News, bringing some great headlines. Mike Johnson skips vital U.S. House session to support Trump in New York. Really? Really? Thank you, Maria. Speaker Johnson attacking the judge, prosecutors, and the current witness, Michael Cohen. Really? Showing your true colors, Mr. Christian? Mr. Uber Christian, holier than us. Laura Wagner says, I think the Teflon coating is wearing off of Dumpy. Yeah, to some extent, yes. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you for being here. Hello, Valerie from Sage of the Scales Tarot. I do hope you come back on the channel sometime. You're awesome. All right. Mike Johnson, what are you doing? Is this going to hurt? Speaker Mikey, he hates everything. The heretic. This is all politics. This is absolutely, he's just working. Just working. His wife was at home on her knees, please. This is the plan. This is the sitting pretty. The prosecution coming at him, but they're going to stand together to try to help him. And, you know, what he says goes. What he says, what you send out will come back to you. What he tells them will come back. They do what they're told. There's no religion here. There's no belief system. This is rank, and I mean rank politics. And he's not the only one. So at 1650, Judge Mershon, paging Judge Mershon. Judge Mershon, please call a hearing about Trump violating the gag order through surrogates. Judge Mershon, please call a hearing. Thank you. Really? Trump said, I do have a lot of surrogates, and they are speaking very beautifully, and they come from all over Washington. Trump's surrogates continue launching verbal attacks that would violate the gag order if Trump said them himself. Actually, let me move this one up. Oh, we're down to 21 questions. Put that there. And Judge Mershon, hello. Hello. Now, he may not know about that some of this is happening yet, but give it a minute. Certainly by tomorrow, he should know. 5 of Cups. Frustration. There's some frustration with him. There's disappointment. Just, what? Really? Really? Because this cannot be. You cannot tell me that this is the first time in the history of jurisprudence, is that the word I'm looking for, that a defendant, a prominent defendant who had a gag order on them, had their surrogates going out, attacking witnesses, potentially intimidating witnesses, attacking family members of the principals in the courtroom. Of, you cannot tell me this is the first time that this has happened, and that they all just always got away with that. Well, we've got the Knight of Pentacles with the 7 of Pentacles. So he's got these lawyers. He's feeling better. He's got all of these sycophants, these Republicans in positions of power. Interesting. I've got the Knight of Pentacles here. There's Dumpy himself in the middle, just as a man, because that's all he is. Aggressive law enforcement, 9 of Cups is evidence. Yeah, this would say to me that Mershon's not going to be pleased. So what are you going to do? Just tell them to knock it off? And it's one thing if they go back to Washington or they're saying something somewhere else, but to show up with him in court and then go out in the playpen and in front of the press and run their mouths, you can't. This can't be. I just. Yes, old Silver's got his posse with him. Mary Smith points out that they're doing this on the public's dime. Mickey is asking, do you think Mershon is just trying to get it over with and not giving Trumpy excuse for an appeal since he just lost the appeal in the gag order? Why, yes, he did, didn't he? Take a moment to enjoy that. Just one moment. Just one. Trump lost his appeal of the gag order. Just taking that L. Just taking that L. Yep. Valerie's soaking the positives. Four of Cups. Trump isn't listening. That's the card of refusal. Yeah, I've heard your stuff. I've had too much of it. Whatever. Harley Q is asking, that happened? What happened? World. Trump's been warned. Four of Swords. Eight of Wands. I think there might be some trying to get this over with because Trump's been warned, but this is legal silence. And Trump continuing and his servants continuing to attack. Now, it was in the chat just a few minutes ago that apparently they say Michael Cohen's going to be the last witness. So that means that we're nearing, what is it? Could it even be like Thursday that the defense starts calling their witnesses? Because apparently they don't have that many. Well, there's an idea. There's a good point. Mary Smith, they're desperate. If X45 goes down, so do they. Good point. And Mickey says, I heard the defense only has one witness. True or not, I don't know. Well, thank you for sharing. So Malting's Cottage heard one. And then we have closing arguments. So in the next, next week? We could does that mean we could potentially have a verdict next week? Oh, wow. Oh, that is good tea. Oh, man. That's some of the best tea I've ever had. The case against Trump is serious. Nine of Swords, Sleepless Nights, King of Swords, Prosecution, Seven of Swords, Thief. A prosecuted thief. Oh, Joanne Smith, the tea is very good, but also just the tea as in the thought of potentially next week could be there are a bunch of ifs between here and there, but it is in the realm of the possibility is not zero that sometime next week we could have Donald J. for Genius Trump criminally convicted. Really? Really? Let's have a look at that. Valerie says, oh, it's within the next 2 weeks. At 26 minutes in, well, we have Trump's first criminal. I don't know if he's ever done anything, just in case there's something I don't know about. Well, we have Trump's first serious criminal conviction in the Bragg / Mershon hush money trial within a couple of weeks. Safe. Yeah, Sage and Scales, Valerie, federal fraud conviction. Oh. And yes, this is Harney and Sons, Earl Grey, Supreme. But hello, Linda. Valerie at Sage and Scales Tarot. Yeah, Mom, I don't want no misdemeanor charges. No. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. This feels like an overloaded Celtic. All right. Girls, bring your own champagne or tea. Oh, yeah. 7 weeks we're going to have. I'll try to get as much of my personal feelings out of this. The next couple of weeks, are we going to have Trump's first criminal conviction? I'm getting a pretty. Why am I getting a pretty clear mental image of Trump standing there and the foreman saying, in the matter of charge, blah, we find the defendant guilty. I just got a really clear mental image of that, which doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. It's just, normally I don't get mental images of Cannon being removed because the cards aren't saying it either. But I get a very clear image of that. So let's see what we've got. I'm going to turn some of these over just to start with, so I can get a sense of what we're talking about here. Connie, just put your questions in the just put your questions in the chat before I come on. I'm on literally every single day, so thank you, and thank you for being here. All right. All right, I'm trying to get a sense of the energy without, just in the past, a little bit of a party. Stormy Daniels, Karen McDougal, yeah, on and on and on. Center of the reading: lies, illusions, delusions. When you're famous, they let you do anything. Oh, it's been that way for millions of years, fortunately or unfortunately. No, you're on this side of prison bars, unfortunately. Hanging above this, Queen of Cups, Judgment. This feels like it is going to make a difference in the election, women voters in the election. I like how after the Access Hollywood story came out, and he went through becoming president, what have you, and this whole Stormy Daniels, Karen McDougal thing was starting to come out, or was threatening to come out, and Trump said to, I think, Cohen or somebody, women hate me, like women voters hate me. And I just thought, yes, yeah. At the base of this, there are the women who support you, along with the sycophants who are, for example, with you in court today. But funny, your wife isn't there. Your daughter isn't there. I mean, my father wouldn't do anything like that, but if my father was in court, I would be there. And I don't go anywhere. Raymond DePascal, I read on that last week, I think. Okay. So, home environment, something new. Something new, very new. And the cups are usually, to him, this would be Democrats, which would include, to him, Bragg, Mershon. They're all against him, therefore they're all Democrats. But that's something new. This is something that hasn't been around before. Hopes and fears, going up the river, which is for those outside of the U.S., is an American expression for going to prison. Hopes and fears. What other people see. I mean, unless you're mainlining Fox News and half of what they're saying on CNN, you'd realize Trump's in big trouble, legal trouble. It's the Ten of Swords. Big legal trouble. The challenge, Hermit. We're not seeing it. It's not. This would be having a much, much bigger effect if there were cameras in the courtroom. Huge. But here we are. So, near future, Ace of Swords. That's one big legal thing, probably related to this big thing from the judge, the jury, who he thinks, if the jury goes against him, all New Yorkers hate him, blah, 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 blah. He couldn't possibly be held accountable for his own actions. Oh, no. Nothing he does is wrong. It does feel related. So we have something new there, and he does not, it brings him to his knees. That's what that's saying. And for the final outcome, I've got the Three of Swords, which is the legal swords through the metaphorical heart. And then I don't have going like straight to jail. I've got a Fool with a Mar-a-Lago card, which could be some talk about house arrest or him going right. I mean, this time of year he usually isn't at Mar-a-Lago, but this is what I get for the places he lives, his base of support. But in this case, it feels like where he would go. So then it's really a stunned. Now what do we do? Now what happens? Card down. Hold, please. Gonna just. It's failing. Mickey says, I don't want him. Sorry. I don't want him to go to Mar-a-Lago house arrest. I agree. Mm-hmm. That was good. Hang on. Raymond. No, really. Yeah. Kim Houston says working a little, listening a lot. Okay. Well, I don't want to read that out loud, but there's something on the right. There's something on the screen that's worth noticing. Anyway. Thank you, Bern. Yes. David Miner, banish him to an internet dead zone. Yes. Rebecca Smith says because it's a New York State court, they could argue he should be under arrest in the New York jurisdiction. Yes, please. Yes, please. Goral says, I wouldn't be surprised if he did get house arrest. Apple is saying laws should apply. Yes. Mm-hmm. Adina. Oh, live from Australia. Oh my gosh, you poor thing. Should you be resting? I have a Cancer moon, so I'm like, aren't you tired? Should you be resting? Do you need anything? Do you want me to make you some cocoa? I would. Thank you for being here. From your tippy tappy fingers to God's ear, Carl. Rikers. Can we vote? Rikers works. This is true, and there is a nice Supermax in Colorado. That's true. But Rikers will do just very nicely. Even the warden has said we're ready. See, now I don't care about these other idiots politicians. I want to know if he's going with 37. I am derailed. I have derailed myself. Will Donald J for Genius Trump be not convicted, because this is after you're convicted. Be, what's the word I'm looking for? The where you're not sent. I don't want just sent to Rikers, but will he be not held at Rikers? What's the, oh gosh, I can't think of the word. Cannot. There are days I cannot word. This is one of them. Words elude me. Remanded. That works, Janet. Remanded. Will Donald Trump be remanded? Thank you. Thank you. Where was that? Hang on. There were some great answers here. The chat's going so quickly, though. Hang on. So Janet, I'm going to go with remanded. Zircon had detained. That's one way to look at it. I was hoping something more serious. Catherine is suggesting remanded as well. Carl said incarcerated. I like that one. I think we should do incarcerated. But yeah, Lena P. Committed. I like it. All right. Will Donald Trump be incarcerated? I can dream. Incarcerated in Rikers Island prison. Isn't that it? I'm sure there's an official name. Oh, I have too much text in the description box. I can't save the questions right now, but I will. I understand, Naomi. Please remember. Whoops. See, it jumps. Hang on. Rebecca's pointing out it's not a federal crime, so it would be up to the state of New York to imprison him in one of their prisons. So is Rikers federal prison? I honestly do not know. So please let me know. Having a quick look. Malting's Cottage. So I'm sorry, I missed where someone was suggesting, well, he's very likely to be out on appeal. There's something, that's kind of what it felt like. Mickey says Rikers is a state prison. You don't say. All right, let's have a look. Joy to the world. The boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes and the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Trump was sent to Rikers. All right, Trump, you're going to be incarcerated in Rikers. There's not a single sword card here, so 1352, did you timestamp? Oh, thank you. 40. Well, yeah, I do have something here. 1352? Oh, I'm afraid that's, yeah, that number's messed up. Thank you. I mean, actually, we're at that was at 37. We're at 41 minutes 35 seconds. Thank you. He'll have the money for an appeal. High Priestess, the people in the cult, whatever. But howling at the moon. Oh, so upset. Even if it's not Rikers, just Trump and everyone on the right just losing their mind for this man being held accountable for his own actions. Two of Pentacles. There's nothing to, he can try to appeal, but what are you going to appeal on? You don't just get a do-over just because you feel like it. And there's some appeals where they don't redo the whole thing. It's, well, what are you appealing on? What are you saying the problem was? And that's what we'll look at. But other than that, 8 of Cups. Trying, but it doesn't work. It's walking away. That's the appeal process. Mickey says you don't need money for a criminal case appeal, only civil cases like the Ngoron court. Oh, I wasn't clear, Mickey. Thank you for pointing that out. I was more talking about his lawyers. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. I get demonetized. Four of Cups. He's not listening. Reality, he's not. We know he's not listening. The Emperor. Do you know who I am? Unfortunately, we have some idea. We wish we didn't. And I think there are quite a few people out there who need to realize that there is one set of words, one question that should never come out of your mouth unless it's unless you mean it quite literally in a humble way, like with introductions. Never ask, do you know who I am? Never. It doesn't end well. It doesn't look good. It is not to your benefit, and you look like a spoiled moron. Never say that. Emperor, Sun, Wheel of Fortune, everything coming out. The Emperor, the wheel is turning for the Emperor. aggressive law enforcement prosecutor. So I'm asking about what will happen, and I was picking up Trump trying to appeal and what have you, but why do I, while this is going on, why do I suddenly have a very strong feeling of Jack Smith here? Hello, Jack Smith. Welcome. Can we get you anything? Whatever you need. It's not going to go well. Not going to go well. Like I said, like I've said many times, when it comes to all this Trump stuff, you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, over and over and over and over. Oh, Gina's Place, thank you. Gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Representative Corey Mills says this is weaponization against our president. Trump is not the president, Spiff. Yeah, that's not an actual question. So bye. Trump surrogate Vivek Ramaswamy complains the Trump criminal trial was too serious and not entertaining enough, calling it depressing and a bore. The delusion of Vivek Ramaswamy is off the charts. I just want just 3 cards on him, because he is so full of himself, and why he thinks that suddenly the Republicans in Trump's area, that they're suddenly not going to be racist. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Yes, Jennifer Parr. Yes, court is notoriously fun, right? Exactly. Oh, look, they may be. Oh, that's right. He did stand when they went into court. He's different. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's not like other people. No. He's special. And if you're special, you get to be with the special people. You keep telling yourself that. You go right ahead. 10 of Swords. Things are not going well for Trump, legally. Thank you, Eileen, to get popcorn for the next few weeks. Thank you. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you. Things are legally not going well for Trump. And when he goes down, what do you think's going to happen to you and your social cachet? Out in the cold. Now, Vivek Ramaswamy, he may still have some money, but I'm just saying in general, goodbye. I do not know how these people can convince themselves. Like Tim Scott, people talking about Tim Scott, Trump choosing Tim Scott to be his VP. No way, no how. No. Anyway, all right. Oh my gosh. So at 49.25, Susan Englehart had a question. A 30-minute video from Wildwood Beach. Yes, you can see it on Mike's Touch. I watched a good 10-15 minutes of it. Shows people leaving Trump's rally en masse. Some people are saying, oh, it was just cold. Okay, let's have a look at the cards. Was it just cold? Or was hear Trump talking the whole time in the background, and he was giving them nothing. Yes, Queen, give us nothing. He was complaining. He was talking about Chris Christie being fat. He was that's his words. That's his. He was talking about electric vehicles, and in New Jersey, trust me, that's not their top 3 things they're worried about, whether or not they're electric vehicles, and a whole lot of other stuff that means nothing to them. All the things that that they would care about, he was covering none of them. Lola the Unstoppable, thank you. Thank you. It makes a big difference. Thank you. Yes, Jay James, the grand old pity party. Plain to see. Yep. So, did Trump convince them to vote for Biden or just not vote for him? Or was it cold? Maybe it was. I mean, you have all of these people, and a lot of them had his merch on, the hats, the shirts, you name it. But 10 minutes into Trump's speech, you have that many people leaving. Trump lives in a bubble, one of his own making, his own delusions, his own narcissistic fantasy, but also being surrounded by yes men and yeah. He's just a man, King of Wands. You're just a guy. 10 of Wands, and you have some burdens, mostly your mouth and your lack of ethics and the fact that you're the walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins. Chariot, big issues, big the Project 2025 plans, as well as the potential for Biden to get back in office, and frankly, for us to continue to have improvements in our infrastructure and someone in the White House who actually cares about human beings. I know, crazy. Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Cups. He's just a man. There's the wheel has turned. There's a lot going forward. People want this leadership, but the wheel has turned, and all he cares about is himself. And it is so plain to see. And this is women voting for Democrats. More women voting for Democrats. So, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what cards would come up for cold. 5 of Pentacles would be the big one. The snow. The 2 people outside of the church in the snow. Valerie was asking, I wish the guys filming would have asked people why they were leaving, but they may not have been truly honest. I think it was more they didn't want to be attacked. Yeah, when they did talk to one woman who was there, and the person who was taking the video was trying to be like totally on your side, like, oh, these people are being so disrespectful by leaving. You know. Young women voters and people who support young women's own choices for their own bodies. Trump's legal, swords in the back, tower full. He's losing support. I agree, Maltings Cottage. They were trying to blend in. Yeah. He actually the video starts out with Trump swearing, talking about how he's going to swear, is swearing, then saying it's okay to swear, and swearing some more. Sorry, again, I get this edge right there. Right there. He knows. I don't know why. Lisa Arnold says it's probably because he rambles and rants for hours. Yes. And Anne saying crowds have left before rallies because true. And what he was saying was irrelevant to them. So, all right. At 56. Rhonda Cumbo, I don't know that I can come. I don't know that there is a good answer for this other than just like astrology or, charisma because of that Jupiter. Just because somebody's charismatic doesn't mean they're going to be charismatic to everybody. Just so please don't take it the wrong way. Rhonda Lynn Reimer says they said he had been talking for 90 minutes. Really? Thank you for letting us know. So the question here, make this 57. The question from Rhonda is, how did Trump get so much influence that everyone will tank themselves for him? First of all, it's going to be hard for any of us to really fully understand for two reasons. One, narcissism is brutal, and they don't view the world the same way we do. Not just the fact that they're unbelievably self-centered, but it's to the point where other people are not always even separate entities from them in their minds. They're all tools. They're all, the best way I can describe it is Trump is a medieval king, and that's how he views his place, where he's there by divine right. Not that there's a divine that's anything bigger than him, but everyone owes him loyalty. He owes them nothing. So, yep, Lulu Fish is suggesting the media. Yep. But why? How does he have so much influence? The other thing is something I mentioned yesterday that I will just mention one more time, which is they say that Trump has a knack for finding people who will, fall on his sword or their swords for him, who will just, right? And it's like, wow, that's weird that, he has some special knack. No, it's not special. It's not. The difference is that neither you nor I want people around us like that. We don't want sycophants. We don't. We want people around us to be happy and healthy, and we want to live honest lives and get on with things. And we don't want to live in drama. Now, if we did, we could look around and we'd probably get good at spotting those kinds of people if that's what we wanted. But we don't want that because we're healthier mentally. These are people who were already trying to, thank you, Evelyn. These are people who are already trying to justify their own horrible beliefs. in their own heads, who they would yell at you if you tried to tell them that they're racist. Of course, I'm not racist. Yeah, your actions say you are. But no, that's somebody else. But I have my privilege and I don't want to give it up, is basically what they would then tell you in so many words. But because he allows them to vent their own fears, their own myopic views, their lack of emotional intelligence, their own lack. But he's just like, oh yeah, you're uneducated, you're awful, you're racist, I'm racist too, you are cruel, you want people to be treated who aren't like you to be treated horribly, I want that too. He allowed this part of them out. Now, the fact that he's being revealed as a thief, as someone in huge legal trouble, and it's just going to get worse for him, they don't want to go back in that horrible, they don't want to hide their hate anymore. But it's also, for some people, they actually have, believe it or not, they're not as many as we wish, but there are people who've grown from this. There are people out there who said, you know what, this is exhausting and it's not productive and I got stuff to do. So yes, visualize 70. I do not want to live on his drama triangle. Yes. Okay. So, all right. So, and that's Terry Solaris asked a very similar question. So I will just include that with what I just covered. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I've got 7 questions for tomorrow. All right. That I will roll over unless some of them become irrelevant. All right. So, Jennifer Parr says, sorry, that was terrible. What was terrible? So that's actually going to do it for me today. I've been on for over an hour. Tomorrow, guess what? It's Sarah Wednesday. Sarah Wednesdays are awesome. So Sarah will be on tomorrow. Yay! And yeah, because I'm here literally every single day. And I'm so grateful for you being here with me and for all of us to be here together. So, all right, it's 1:14 here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I will be over with Sarah on the Creative Sprints channel. You are always welcome. Bring whatever projects you'd like. We focus on for 25 minutes at a time. We take 5 minutes to encourage each other, let our brains recover, do another sprint of work on our dreams, our own projects. Rinse, repeat. We do it every day. We make progress. And we'll be back tomorrow. So thank you. Please remember, you are not alone. We are in this together. And oh my goodness, can there possibly be some really good days ahead? All right, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh goodness, just in time for the crazy loudness. Oh.